In this video, we'll show you how to research and approve a new short-term rental license application. Before we begin, there are a few things we'd like to mention. First, this training is intended for the Regulatory Services team. And second, you will need to verify the short-term rental license application is filled out completely. To start, you'll want to check ELMS for a previous rental license. To do this, click the Resources tab. Then click Contact and Property Browser. Enter the rental property address. Then click the Search button. This button looks like a magnifying glass. All the items connected to the property will be listed. Click License Applications to see the rental licenses tied to the property. All active, inactive, and canceled rental licenses will be listed. Find and click on the most recent rental license. If the license is active, you will need to close the permit. To learn how to do this, review the SOP for closing a rental license. Next, click the Inspections tab. The Inspections tab will show you the last LIRI, or License Approval Inspection date. This is on the new application. Note, if the last inspection was completed within the last 6 months, the change of ownership fee is waived. Next, click the back arrow in the toolbar to close out of the rental license and go back to your Contact and Property Browser page. You will now check for notices. This was previously referred to as flags. To do this, click Parcels. Click the blue parcel link. Next, click the blue Open Parcel link. Then click the Notices tab. If any notices are noted, you will see them listed. Be sure to review the notice's details for when it is okay to issue the rental license. There are a few things to note. First, if there is a flag for code compliance or restoration agreement that has a completion date, the conversion/change of ownership fee is waived and only the license fee is due, as the inspection for those cover all items for rentals. Second, code compliance completion is valid for 1 year, and the customer must notify you of this. And third, restoration agreement completion is valid for 6 months. Next, click the back arrow in the toolbar to close out of the rental license and go back to the Contact and Property Browser page. Next, you'll need to check the structure of the property. To do this, click Properties. Click the property ID that starts with ST. Next, click the blue Open Property link. Click the Structure Details tab. Now you want to go to the Permit History section and look for the number of dwelling units. In this case, there are 2 dwelling units for this address. After you've confirmed the legal structure units of a building, you can ensure that in buildings with units 20 or more, no more than 10% are being used for short-term rental. This does not include condos. Next, you will verify that the property owner is correct. To do this, go to the Hennepin County Property Information search page. Enter the house or building number and street name. Then click the Search button. Scroll down to the property information and verify that the name on the application matches the property owner's name. If the name matches, you can move on to the next step. If the names do not match, you are required to include the following proof of ownership documents with the rental license application: closing disclosure, previously known as the HUD statement, warranty deed from Hennepin County with the filing receipt, and the certificate of real estate value. If the applicant does not have these documents, you will need to reject the application. The next step is to use the Applicant Match tool to verify the owner rental license ownership and to see if they have any other short-term rental units in the city. To do this, enter the last name of the owner or company name. Note, owners can only have 1 short-term rental license in the city unless it is a homesteaded duplex with an approved ADU or homestead triplex. Next, you will need to check for outstanding TISH notices and structure information. To do this, go to the City of Minneapolis Property Info Address search page. Enter the property address. Then click the search button. Click on the address. Next, hover over Additional Info in the top menu. Then click on the Truth in Sale of Housing option. If there is nothing here, you can continue to the next step. And if there are open orders, you can still proceed and approve the license, but you will want to email the following people. Exceptions include, if a TISH is expired and there are no workable items listed, you can accept the application. If a TISH is expired and there are workable items listed, then we can approve and an email can be sent to the following people. If a TISH shows the same name as the Hennepin County owner of a record, you can accept the application. Next, it's time to check the homestead status of the property. Note, for a property owner to obtain a short-term license, the property needs to be homestead. To find this information, first hover over Property Info in the top menu. Then click the Summary option. Next, click the Classifications tab. The homestead status is listed under Property Type. Next, you'll want to check the structure information. To find this information, first hover over Property Info in the top menu, then click the Structure Information option. Check that the number of dwelling units matches what is indicated on the application. Finally, when reviewing the application, ensure the following. The insurance name and policy number are filled out. The management plan is included with 3 initials and signatures on the last page. And finally, you have the rental license checklist. After everything checks out on the application, you can now enter the license into ELMS. Note, ELMS will configure the fees required for the license. However, if you choose to, you can use the rental license itself to determine fees without ELMS. And that wraps up how to research and approve a new short-term rental license application.